Welcome to today's special edition of The Great Show, Endless Glow. Today we are celebrating a decade of impact, purpose, and transformation through the most inspiring global movement of our time, the Great People Foundation, also known as GPF. And today we are deeply honored to have with us the man whose vision, passion, and leadership gave birth to this inspiring moment, the founder and the global president of GPF, Great George Aluko. Sir, we are so glad to have you here today.
Thank you very much.
And we are honored to really have you on set with us.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming.
Thank
you so much. As GPF marks its 10th anniversary, we will be talking about the journey so far, the challenges, the victories, and the powerful vision for the next decades. Stay tuned, because this conversation promises to inspire you to believe in your greatness and the impact one person's dream can have on the world. So, Mr. Josh, can you tell us what inspired the birth of the Great People Foundation back then in 2015?
Okay, so first of all, I would say thank you so much for having me here.
You're welcome.
Definitely a pleasure, and I'm deeply honored. Thank you. So, the inspiration of GPF back in 2015 can only be described as divine, because it was deeply imprinted into my heart, to go to tertiary institutions and pay the tuition fees of students. And I remembered vividly, actually, it was not in 2015, it was registered in 2015, but the inspiration came 2013. So I remembered vividly where I was when I had that inspiration, and I knew that was what I was supposed to do with my life, And I remembered when I was in school also, and that's my 200 level, when two of my classmates had, serious issues with tuition fees, and they were almost dropping out, and somehow, for some reason, there was this lady called Miriam, and she came to meet me in the class and told me, "Hey, Josh, can you please help us raise funds for these two girls? They are going through severe financial challenges." And I don't know why she came to meet me, but she did. So I did that, and truly we were able to help them, and not knowing that that was a sign of what I was going to do after school. So as I was rounding up my school year, it was so heavy in my heart to go major in that aspect of life, the humanitarian aspect, especially towards students dropping out in tertiary institutions. So eventually I made the move. I called a few of my friends, and we started putting one and two together, doing our research, and we realized that we have to register the organization. So we did our first awareness, by the way, on campus, unofficially. But then we realized, okay, we have to register this if we're going to be collecting money from people. And so that was what led to us registering with Corporate Affairs Commission, CAC. And we had our, certificate of recognition, certificate of registration on the 26th of November, 2015. And that was the birth of the Great People Foundation, now called GPF.
Wow, so inspiring.
Thank you.
Actually, so you mean this movement is registered? Registered. And,
yes.
Wow.
Thank you.
Wow. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
So what inspired that the name GPF? The spirit behind it, GPF, which it stands for Great People Foundation.
Yes.
So what actually inspired this name, this movement?
Okay. These are beautiful questions. I must say thank you again. So the inspiration came from the purpose itself, because as at the time the inspiration came to me, I really didn't have anything to my name, financially speaking. I didn't have any property. I didn't have anything. I was I was living with my brother. I was just fresh out of school. I had not even gone to service yet, as at then in 2013. However, it takes greatness for you to look beyond yourself to cater for the need of others when you yourself are in need. Greatness is not bettered out of you having many. Greatness is bettered out of the solutions you're able to prefer in the society. I remember when I told people that this is what I wanted to do. Many of them could not process that information. Some of them told me, you better go and look for a job. People that do these kind of things are people that have made it. They are already big in life, and they are not giving back to the society. So in my case, the reverse was it. So I realized that, it dawned on me that, that means what I'm doing is a movement of greatness, because it's only what great people do. It's great people who gives back to the society. It's great people who thinks of others. We talk about, Martin Luther, and we talk about, Nelson Mandela, we talked about William Tyndale. We call them greats, right? Why? Because they were able to change the status quo of their time. So if I choose to do that, together with everyone with me who come together to do that with me, that means we are working on that part of greatness. We are great people, you see. That was where the name, the great people. So I also believe it was an inspiration, but the inspiration came with an understanding of the purpose of the assignment. So that was where it was bettered from. I had a different name in mind initially, but I soon realized that name did not really carry the purpose as it should. So the Great People Foundation sits right at the center of the purpose of the foundation, which is going to save less privileged undergraduates from dropping out of school all over the world. Yes.
Oh, wow.
Thanks.
Inspiring indeed. Inspiring indeed.
Thank you.
So, what's, when you started this movement, did you ever imagine it will grow this big? Did you ever imagine that when you started this movement, did you imagine it that one day it will grow this big? Because you're about to celebrate 10 years.
10 years.
So you ever imagine that?
Well, I would say yes. Emphatically yes. Why? Because like I said, it was an inspiration and still is an inspiration. And that inspiration came with a mandate. And from that mandate, I knew that the vision was global right from the onset. So we are even still on our way, even with all these achievements. We have still not fully carried out the mandate. We have made a lot of progress. You see, we're excited. We thank God for every step of progress we've made, but it's even still much more larger than what we see now in 10 years. So if 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 Christ tarries, another 5 years from now, you will be shocked as to how gigantic, even another 1 year from now, how huge and enormous it would have multiplied to be, from what it is today, basically. So yes, I did imagine it. I did know, and I know where it's going. I do.
And you know that you're going to touch, and reach lives.
Oh yeah.
The way you are.
Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh yes.
That's truly amazing.
Thank you.
Truly amazing.
Like I told someone, the person said, "Oh, you've paid for, so, over 1,000." I said, "Yeah, I'm going to pay the school fees of millions of students annually."
Annually. So
Yes,
currently, you paid more
we've
than that.
paid for years. No, currently
So
we've
that-
paid for 1,538 students now.
Okay.
Currently over the period of 10 years and less than 10 years. Sorry, but I know that we're going to pay for students in millions. I do. I know that.
Mm. Yeah, I believe in this dream also.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, over this 10 years, this past 10 years, what has been your biggest challenge, and your biggest challenge you faced, and how you overcome it?
Okay. I would say trust. because and I think it was because a lot of similar organizations have gone forth and maybe lied, and they ended up not doing anything at all, maybe things like that. So, initially the responses were sometimes were encouraging, sometimes, in fact, in the beginning, there were many of them weren't encouraging. Okay.
Yeah.
So, but then God was my encouragement. So we just moved on and we kept on moving. And over time, the trust increased greatly. And I think another thing that helped us is that we were quick to showcase what we have achieved every time we make it progress. Every time we pay school fees, we post it on social media. We let people see it. We let people know who the students who receive the scholarship are. I think that's also helped us. Basically, God helped us, but there was the issue of response, financially from people. And how, if I would say how I overcame it, it's been the grace of God. There were times I felt like, okay, am I sure I want to continue this? It was a feeling, but I'm so grateful I didn't respond to it, because over time it paid off.
Not fear this time.
Yes,
It's a feeling.
it was a feeling, yes. So I'm glad that I did respond to it. I mean, God was so gracious to us, and we continued and persevered, and here we are today.
Wow. So over the past 10 years, how has GPF impacted lives locally and globally?
Okay, amazing. That's a deep question also. Thank you. So first of all, I would say that in less than 10 years, we've been able to pay the school fees of 1,538 students. We have also conducted seminars and programs with over 25,000 students in attendance.
Of 10 years.
Yes, within the space of 10 years.
Okay.
Then we have also we've also distributed writing materials, clothing materials, food items, to over 20,000 students, or approximately 20,000 students. We have also conducted seminars and training workshops, with certificates, for 427 students, and so in different countries of the world, we have students who were, beneficiaries of GPF, now doing great things, in United Kingdom, in US, in Ireland, and it's such a joy to see, because they too are now impacting their world where they are, apart from the fact that many of them are giving back to the foundation, helping less privileged in the foundation, they are also building youths in their various local and global communities where they are. And that is what we mean when we say changing the world. We are talking about, tangible impacts. I remember for the first 5 years, I never went for any award program. I never went, a couple of people who told me, "Oh, you are doing well already. Why don't you apply, register for this award program and all that?" I said no, because I didn't want to dive early into that and be carried away by the awards. I wanted tangible result. I wanted result that will give me confidence that I am fulfilling the purpose that God has placed in my hands. And these students, a lot of them are, even in Nigeria, a lot of them are now working. Some of them have become employee of labors, employee of labor, and just doing great things in the market system, in the humanitarian sector, and they are impact makers. I think that is the word, impact makers, now influencing others with the same influence that they received. And I think that is such a huge joy for us in the foundation. We are still youth ourselves. So to see us influencing our generation and the generation just after us is definitely fulfilling.
Yeah. Yeah.
Definitely fulfilling.
Yeah. Yeah. So talking about awards, I saw recently you won an award. What
Well,
award
thank
was
you.
that?
Okay, so recently we just received an award from United Nations. We received award from Africa Future Leadership
Mhm.
Award. We received award from Lagos State University. We received award from Osun State University Alumni Association. We received award.
Wow.
So, and we actually still have more coming. I've been notified of a couple more awards recently.
Mm.
So yeah, so now the awards are not coming. We are not trying to use the award to to show that we are working.
Mm. Mm.
The awards basically is an evidence of the work that
Yeah.
has already been done, and that is how it should be.
Yeah.
Award shouldn't you shouldn't buy award. I don't think so. Award should be a testament of what you have
you've
done,
Yeah.
a good job well done. And so now I'm more grateful, to receive that award, and it also helps us to to network, and let more people know about us.
That's to like inspire you more.
Exactly. Let most people know.
To do more.
Exactly, things like that. So now we're grateful for that, for all the organizations that's given us award. We're so grateful. God bless you.
And what actually the category of those awards? Category was
Yes, we have the impactful NGO of the year. We know the innovative NGO of the year. You know, yes, basically it's usually at the range of impact, innovative, impact and innovation. Leadership award. That is it. And yeah, I mean, when they are giving you award for most impactful, most innovative, youth friendly awards, then you know that okay, they can see what you are doing in this sector.
They see
And
what
that
you're doing.
exactly.
So like in a year, like this year now, how many awards have you received?
We
still have the year still.
Yeah.
Well,
So 6 this year.
6. Wow.
Yes, 6 this year.
Wow, congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So moving on, can you share one or two success story that and that deeply touch your heart?
Okay. Oh, there are so many that if you give me 24 hours, I'm not sure we don't share them. So, but I will pick, like you said, I will pick two, and I'll try to brief it up.
Yeah.
So one is this guy from Osun State University. I remembered vividly 2017. He reached out to me, and he was so in need, so much in need that he didn't have money to feed. He was hungry. And at that 2015, we were just starting out. So, sorry, 2017, we're just starting out, barely 2 years. We had not really stabilized yet. Um, I we had paid for another school fee, so I didn't even have much on me. We didn't have much, cash wise in the NGO's account then. So I remember I told him, I said, sorry, it's not possible. I'm so sorry. We've already paid for a student. We don't have much, and all that. Even though I realized that we always have much.
Yeah.
So I remember, so I had other things I do. Even then and now, I still have other jobs I do.
Okay.
Because I told my team, I said, we should not depend on the funds of the NGO. We should all have profit-making ventures. And so I'm grateful that my team complied with that. So I went to do a gig outside. I went to do a gig outside for someone, and I got paid. And as I got paid, I was excited, and I was heading home. And then I believe God just dropped in my heart that money is the boys' school fees. And I said, oh no. I said, this is my own money. The NGO is different, and we contribute. That's what we do. So this is my own money. I need to feed. I don't want to beg my family for money. And then, it just came to my heart again. Like, if you can't sacrifice for the vision that you claim you believe in, if you can't make sacrifices, how do you want to convince others to make the same sacrifices like you? And that hit me really hard. So I remember 2017, I went to First Bank in Bega, and I went to pay that money into the boys, And I remember that as I dropped the money and I turned back, tears came from my eyes because I didn't know where my next food was going to come from,
Wow.
And tears came from my eyes. And I went home and I said, I remember I kept saying, God, I trust you. God, I trust you. And I announced the payment of the school fees on social media, I announced GPF paid,
Yeah, I do see that.
Yes, but the truth is the money came from my account. That particular money came from my account. So little did I know that this guy that we paid for, in just few years later, will become a multi-millionaire. In fact, recently we just did housewarming. He built a 35 million naira bungalow. Just recently we did housewarming. And
Somebody you helped.
yes. And he called me one day and told me, he said, I didn't even have his number again because we are done. He's gone. So he called me and I saw this foreign number and I'm saying, okay, hope it's not this Yahoo people. So anyway, I picked the number and he said, oh, it's me, Tunde. And I said, Tunde. And he mentioned his surname and I said, what are you doing with this number? And he said, oh, sir, I'm now in UK. Wow. I said, really? And then he went on to tell me how God has been so faithful to him. Told me about his new house and how he made millions. And to cut the long story short, he told me, said, it's time for me to give back to this foundation. And boy, did he give back. And
Glory.
I remember I was startled. I said, all this happened within the space of just 5 years. Just 5 years. Till today, he's one of our most outstanding success stories that we have in the foundation. I'm saying it now and I can still feel that emotion because I remember the pain I had that day. And now I'm so grateful that God helped me to make that move. Now he's also sponsoring students. This year alone, I think he has paid for 4 students, that I know of. You see? And I'm seeing it and I'm like, wow. Then there's this other story of, let me pick a lady so that I will balance the equation, And to cut the long story short, we paid for her. And to cut the long story short, she called me January this year. And she said, you know what, I want to help. To cut the long story short, she sent us a total of, I think, about 250,000. And I'm like, really? And has happened.
Other persons you also help.
Has happened within the space of, I think, 3 years, not even up to 5 years. So, and there are several stories like that. So what I have learned is when you are given a vision, start early. You may not need to understand the full story, the full journey, but start. That vision over time will speak for itself. Yes, you will have challenges. Have we had ungrateful recipients? Of course. Of course. Some of them are so self-entitled that you would almost be like, am I dreaming? Some of them have shown high level of ingratitude. Well, I won't say some, I would say a few. Okay, I'm careful of my word. A few of them. But you know what? That only solidified my decision. So I realized that I was not doing it for their applause. I was not doing it because they qualified for it. It's just like, exactly, it's purpose. It's just like, God making his sun and rain to fall on both the good and evil. I was doing it because I was sent. I was sent and I'm glad that I fulfilled. And you know what? Those who appreciated it are way much more, number one. Number two, the fruit they bear is way more sufficient. I mean, the lives that they are now impacting just speaks for itself. So overall, it's a win-win. Yes, that is it. That is it.
Truly, I feel like crying. I wanted to ask for, no, no, no.
Thank you.
This is
Thank you.
so inspiring.
Yes, yes.
And he's looking as if you're done for tonight. Because this is so inspiring, and
Thank you.
I'm also inspired.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for
Thank
the life
you.
that you've touched.
Thank you too. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. What do you think makes JPF different from other NGOs?
So I would say a lot. First of all, I would say kudos to all other NGOs out there doing great and mighty things in our society, in the world at large. Thank you for being a breath of fresh air, to the needy in the world. You all are truly appreciated. However, what makes us different, like I said, is one, the scope, our focus. Our target audience are youth in tertiary institutions, who are on the verge of dropping out of school.
Yeah.
A lot of NGOs focus on primary schools and secondary schools, primary and secondary education, but we focus majorly on tertiary education and youth development. Then also our mode of operation, ours, it's not based on merit. The scholarship is not based on merit, it's based on need. Because we do identify that if, as a student, you do not have your tuition fees, and you have to, maybe something happened in 200 level and now you're already a full-time student, and maybe he or she lost his parent or her parents, the focus will be unbalanced. He has to go source for funds, he has to go work and all that. Now he or she cannot read and all that. So it will definitely affect the academics, most likely. So we don't put it on merit. However, after paying your tuition fees, we expect some upgrade in your academic performance, and that does happen. However, it's not based on merit. The initial payment is not based on merit. So yeah. So, and then we don't just pay their tuition fees and leave them. We guide them through mentorship. We'll guide them through mentorship, try to see how we can make them to acquire knowledge that will help them to be financially independent even before they graduate from school. Because the university is a large ground for business for a student that is wise. So there are several things you can do. And you know what? Those same people are the people that will graduate and become adults. So you can develop a good customer base, while you are still in school. So those are basically the things that has really helped us, to be different, and has made us different, from a lot of other NGOs. But like I said, every NGO is unique in its own way, and everyone is doing great out there. Yeah.
So for this 10 years, right, of GPF, as the president, how have you been, impacted as an individual?
As the president, okay, I would say, as the president in 10 years, I've evolved a lot. It has impacted me as a person a lot. I've learned to be, very tolerant. I'm way more tolerant now than I was 10 years ago, because I'm dealing with youths. And some of them, did lose their parents early in life. So I've learned to be soft, I've learned to be calm, and I've also learned to be tough when I need to be, because some of them, being soft will not get the work done. Then I've also learned to be much more compassionate. I thought, then I thought, the money I paid for that students when I went to the bank, I thought that was my biggest sacrifice back then. Oh no, there have been way much more sacrifices than that later, but now it comes more naturally, than in the beginning. And then I've also learned to become fatherly, so I had to grow into fatherhood quickly, because of the fact that sometimes they need that father figure, that, or should I say, elder brother figure, and so I have to suspend whatever emotions I'm feeling at the time to attend to their own emotional needs, because sometimes it's not just financial need, it's emotional need. They need to heal. So I've learned to wake up in the middle of the night to attend to people, till daybreak sometimes. And that is literally, I've done it several times. I've learned to pray for them because sometimes they need prayer. Many times they need a prayer. So in several ways, I would say I grew into full adulthood faster than most of my peers because of the responsibility conferred upon me. But of course, with the responsibility, um, came the grace for it. So it's not something I did by my own power, but absolutely by God's grace and help that I've come this far in the spirit. So yeah, that is it.
Okay. What role has your team and volunteers played in making GPF what it is today?
To answer the question, I would say kudos to every volunteer, every partner, every executive of GPF. You all are super amazing. You all are extraordinary. You all are sublime. Thank you so much for your years of dedication. I mean, I have the most amazing team. These people, well, they give non-stop.
Yeah.
Yes, they give non-stop. I mean, I could say, I could tell my partners and say, we could finish paying for 10 students now. And then the next one, I'm telling them again, we have another set of 15 students. And like that every month, every year. And they have never, said no to me. There may be delay, maybe because, they're expecting payment or something, but never, we all, especially my executives, I mean, kudos to every one of you. They understand the vision. They are ready to follow. Sometimes, there might be directions for us that is pretty unusual, but they have this open heart to following, and then if they see that, okay, maybe we can do something better, they'll call my attention to it. Say, oh, great, Josh, we think we can do this, like that. And I'll be like, okay, maybe I didn't see it like that before. And like, okay, let's try it out. And then we try it out. We see that it works better. I'm like, wow, okay, let's inculcate that into the system. So we see ourselves, the executives, the partners, we see ourselves as one big happy family. And it's we've prayed together, we've prayed a lot together, we've cried together, we have rejoiced several times together. So they are really my family. I really feel like we are family. I don't know how to describe it better than that, but I feel like some of them call me blood. Some of them, they don't call me, they don't call me, they don't just call me, our presidents. Some of them, when we are talking about my blood, that is how we have entered into each other. We have synchronized. And so their pain is my pain, my pain is their pain. And so far we have won. We've always won. Always won. Yes. That's it.
Congratulations to your team.
Thank you.
Congratulations to you. So, what exactly, you saying how great, I mean, this is your team now,
Yeah.
and how you are really proud of them, and how far they've gone with you. So, what exactly, for this is actually, we say, this is 10 years. This is 10 years, working with these people, and they have been so great, like just as you said now. And 10 years of GPA, it's huge, actually, very huge. So, what does this milestone, means to you personally?
It means that we have come to a stage of maturity. 10 years for a vision, an organization, we have entered into, should I say we've entered into another stage of maturity, another stage of professionalism, another stage and level of impact. Like now, there's a project we are unleashing for the 10 years, and that is the payment of tuition fees for 1,000 students. And that is huge, because that means we are looking at we are going to be achieving in 1 year what we've done for 10 years.
Man.
In 1 year. And by the grace of God,
Yeah.
we will do it.
Yes.
And I told my team about it, and boy, they are fired up. And like, yes, we do have our differences. I mean, we have people are going to be people, but we always find a way to reconcile and get back on track. In fact, we don't find a way to reconcile. We know we have to, because we have a common goal, and we know that that goal is God ordained, and we know that. So no, I'm sorry, we're good. And for us, the 10 years anniversary is like, we know that we have entered into a new phase of excellence as a foundation, as a people. We've entered into a new phase of capacity. And so because of that, we know that we cannot still be giving ourselves targets like we did before. Now the stakes are higher because there are more students that needs our help, and there are more students to be mentored. So if we are going to be paying the school fees of millions of students annually, we can't keep hitting we can't keep planning for 50 students and 100 students and all that. We have to shoot higher. So that is why now we're going for 1,000 students.
Yeah. So still talking about the 10 years anniversary.
Yes, it is.
I'm happy because 10 means a lot.
Yes.
It's not really easy. Year 1, year 2, year 3, because you said when you started, there was a point where you feel like
Just
stop, but and helping this niche, this people. Now there's a lot of testimony now, so it's huge actually, and it's actually something big. So, what special plans or events are lined up for the 10 years anniversary celebration? The 10th anniversary celebration, yeah.
Okay. So we have a lot. First, we are launching a new office.
Wow.
Our newly acquired space. And we are so excited about it because now we can do a lot. We can hold more trainings, unlimited programs within it for youth development, skill acquisition programs and all that. And also, we're having a major program in which we are going to be bringing in a lot of our partners for awards. We're going to be giving awards to the top 1,000 partners of the decade, top 1,000 partners, top 100 partners, top 10 partners, and then the top partner of the decade. Then we are also going to be journeying down memory lane with pictures and videos. How we went to some schools that were in the bush, how we slept on the floor, how we, things like that, to get to some of these students, what we did. And we still do some of those things, by the way, but in the beginning, how it was, and how we journeyed to this present moment, how we went from being 12 in number, then from 7 to 12, from 12 to 50, from 50 to about 80, from 80 to 200, from 200 to 500 plus, then to 5,000, then to 10,000, how we increased over the years. Then we're going to be bringing quite a number of our scholarship recipients over the years, for the program. And then we're going to also be unveiling the new set of scholarship recipients for the 10 years anniversary. And we are going to be unveiling some new projects around youth development, and maybe not so around it. So it's going to be amazing. So a lot of state officials will be present. Most likely, surprisingly, some high-profile state officials will be present. We're looking at having 1 or 2 state governors present. And our celebrities will be present. They do come for our events. Quite a number of them will be present this time around, because this is a huge milestone for us, and we want the world to know. And by the way, we've never applied for grants. And we've also given out landed properties before. So now we are bringing everything together to showcase, not for the purpose of arrogance, but to showcase to the world, so that they could see what more can be done when more people join us, when we all come together. You know, they will say 2 good heads are better than one. So if, you know, if we as we are, by the grace of God, have come this far, imagine when a double number of us joined us. Exactly. So that is it basically. So that is it. So the celebration is in 2 parts. One is happening with the office launching, and then the other is happening early next year, which is the main event itself.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Amazing. So, if you could symbolize GPF 10 years in one word, what could it be and why?
Okay. So I would say excellence. Excellence or audacious. So excellence because, I mean, we've not had a failed project. There's been a lot of challenges, a lot. That's true, but somehow God helps us through, and we end up executing each project. Audacious because we have been extremely daring. You know, and there were times, you know, my team were like, "Great, Josh, are you sure we should go for this?" I'll be like, "Don't worry. God's got our back." And indeed, it turns out excellently well. So, and you know, for us, having something to live for that is beyond yourself is one of the ways fulfillment comes. So the truth is, yes, we are celebrating 10 years now, but I'm already looking forward to the next 1 year, to the next 10 years, you know, of impact. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to, you know, that's of course if Christ tarries. You know, I'm looking forward to the future, the nearest future, with so much impact, you know, so much impact. And our youth having what you would call true mentors, you know, true mentors who could guide them rightly in finding their purpose. Because many of these youths, what they do now is amazing. It's amazing to see what they do in their various sphere of contacts, to see what they do, the strings they pull. That taught me a lesson never to look down on anyone. And I'm so glad I didn't look down on them. Yes, I'm so glad I didn't look down on them, you know, at some point in time. Because and that reminds me of me, you know, back then also. It's a lot of things didn't just look like it. And if today can be this glorious, then I mean 2 months from now, 6 months from now, what would it be that them? I love seeing the joy on the faces of those students when, you know, their prayers are being answered and the school fees paid. The joy on the relatives or the mothers in some cases, or the single fathers in some cases. That joy gives me joy. It gives me joy. Sometimes I can even go to bed without eating, just knowing that someone is happy going back to school, and that, you know, their dreams have been revitalized. Yes, that is it. So, yeah.
A big thank you once again.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. So, what next for GPF after these decades of impact?
Oh, simple. It is GPF in Ghana, GPF in Tanzania, GPF in South Africa, GPF in Australia, GPF in Europe, GPF in US, GPF in Kenya, GPF in Egypt, GPF everywhere that GPF is needed. You see, you know, either for sponsoring of less privileged undergraduates or youth development, youth mentorship. That is where we are going into by the grace of God. So which means we are spreading into other African countries. We already have members in those countries, by the way. Many of those countries, we have members from there, but now we are establishing GPF, you know, legally with our offices and all that in those places exactly. So that is the next step. And I'm really looking forward to it. GPF in the United States, apparently in the United States. Yes, so by God's grace, thank you.
And so shall it be.
Yes, amen. So it is. Thank you.
Amen. How can people, especially the young people, you know, be part of GPF vision?
So, all right. So it's very easy to become a partner of GPF, you know. We have different categories of partnership. We have partners, we have people who partner with us between 1,000 and 10,000, between 15,000 and 30,000, 50,000, or 60,000 to 100,000 and all that. So we call them the bronze partners, the silver, the gold, the diamond, the platinum partners, and the platinum X partners. So, and for all our partners do receive our annual awards based on the category of their partnership. And we also have platforms for our partners. So for you to become a partner is very easy, or you can just reach out to us on 0905 187 9023. I'll take that again. 0905 187 9023. You can reach out to us on WhatsApp or via call, or you visit our website at www.thegreatpeoplefoundation.org. Sorry. So it's www.thegreatpeoplefoundation.org. So, and then you can contact us from there. So we take you through the registration process, which is fast and furious. Really fast and easy, actually fast and easy. And then we add it to our platforms, and then our partners, we take them as family. So we get to celebrate your birthdays, we get to communicate with you. You have someone assigned to you to check on you, to know you're doing good, things like that. So partnership is more like family for us. And because our partners are helping to nurture our students, and so they themselves deserves nurturing from time to time. So that is it basically.
So we encourage you to partner with GPF. The numbers, the website is showing on the screen now. So partner with JPF. If you really want to be part of this mission, this vision, you have to partner with JPF. And the details are showing on your screen right now. So what message would you like to leave for people that are watching now or listening?
So the message is very simple. Be a solution to problems. Be a victor. Be a light in the world. Be a salt. Be the salt of the earth. There are so many opportunities for impact, opportunities for greatness. Instead of being the one complaining, channel that same energy into creativity. And you'll find out that you can come up with solutions to a lot of problems. And you will find fulfillment therein. And when you hear about organizations like us, like the Great People Foundation, please do join us, because when we have people, join us, people like you, people like others join us, like people like him also, we do more. Because that is
people like me.
Yeah.
So
we do more.
and people like you watching.
Exactly. People like you watching. We do more because there's so many people who need us. Someone might be saying, "Oh, I've got my own needs." Let me tell you, when I started out GPF, by the grace of God, I had a lot of needs. But let me tell you something. Today, I'm so grateful that I did, because along the line, those needs were met. Along the line, those things fell into place. It was as though what I was doing to others was coming back to me. You see, as I was catering for the needs of others, even when I had my own need, I've had people who called me, someone who called me and say, "You know what? You are really trying in this foundation. It takes a lot to help students." And the person said, "You know what? I'm going to send you 100,000. There's one who, I'm not joking,